Yo, what's up with y'all? So today we're gonna be talking about the Bulls' number 4 draft pick in the 2020 NBA draft. I mean, I feel like he's getting a lot of hate, so I'm here to clear that up. So the draft pick is Patrick Williams. He's really one of the highest ceilings in the draft. You feel me? He's a real big sleeper in the draft. People were like, "Who is this?" They giving him like Kristaps Porzingis type energy, and I really don't understand why. So we can get right into the critiques of him. So the first critique that people are saying is, why did you draft him this early? Why didn't you trade back? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? But I've seen recent reports that are saying teams were trying to trade up, including the Spurs. Now the Spurs have a really good draft history. You know, they got everyone that they drafted in their little big, what was it, big four, big three? Manu, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. What are you talking about? So, like, the Spurs have a good draft history, and they were trying to get him. So that should already be like, not a red flag, but a green flag. I don't know if that's the thing, but yeah, a green flag.
This one.
What?
Another little critique of his is that he only averaged 9 and 5 in college because he was a bench player. So if you look at prospects that had like more years in college, like Michael Jordan, Obi Toppin, Jimmy Butler, you'll see that in their first year they did not play that well, but they always had upside. They improved throughout the years, not just the years, but through the games of the seasons. So I think that really needs to be slowed down as well. Just because he chose to come in the draft 1 year early, a few years early, doesn't mean that he just loses all his potential. Now, that's why I said he has one of the highest potentials in the league. I'm not sure if his floor is higher than someone else that we could have drafted, like Denny and Obi Toppin or something like that people are saying we should get, which we'll talk about. But he still has one of the highest ceilings in the draft, and as a Bulls fan or just an NBA fan, you should want the Bulls to get somebody that has a higher ceiling, not a higher floor. So, speaking of that, we'll talk about the players that people are saying that we should have got. So, people are mostly saying that we should get Denny, the Serbian player or whatever. So Denny, he's a good player. He probably has a higher floor than Patrick, but he does not have a higher ceiling whatsoever. He does not even fit what the team needs. The team needs a defensive wing and a wing in general. So we'll talk about the wing in general part soon, because people are saying Obi Toppin, which is just not true. But for Denny, he's not a good defender. He's more of a playmaking tall forward that has potential to shoot. He has a good offensive feel for the game. But like, other than that, Patrick Williams is the prospect that we need because he has way more defensive potential. He has catch and shoot threes already in his bag. Denny is not that good at catch and shoot threes right now, but I think he will be. I like Denny as a prospect. Don't get me wrong. I like Denny. I think he'll be good in the NBA. But for Patrick, he already has catch and shoot threes. He can give me a pull-up mid. He can attack the rim. He can block shots. He has good switchability. You feel me? So, like, Patrick Williams is the better prospect for us, even though he averaged 9 and 5. I understand that. So, the next people are talking about Obi Toppin. Now, this is actually one of the most terrible takes I've ever heard, because Obi Toppin is arguably a 5 in this new NBA. He's a 4, but he really like a small ball 5, to be honest. He's like a dumbed down Amari Stoudemire. When a prospect has their best trait being dunking, then that should already give you a red flag, bro. Because, like, who are you dunking on? Like, you're not dunking on Rudy Gobert or Joel Embiid or nothing like that. I mean, he could. He's athletic. But I'm saying, like, that's not what you want in a prospect. And then another thing about Obi is that he's already 22 years old. Now, I always bring this up. I know it's not, like, old for NBA standards, but that's old for our prospect standards. I mean, the Bulls love to do this. They did it with Jimmy Butler, and it went right. But they also did it with, like, Chandler Hutchison or, like, Taj Gibson or something like that. But, like, you should not want a team like the Bulls to go for older players because you need the team to grow together. You have Laurie, Levine, Kobe White, Wendell, all young, decently young players. So I thought Patrick Williams was the best pick for us. Now, I do understand why people are saying we should have traded down. But with the reports that people are saying that other teams were trying to trade up, then it makes perfect sense. Not only because if we traded down, we could have lost him, but also if people are trying to trade up, then what does that tell you? That he's opening eyes of other teams. So really, I need the hate on Patrick Williams to slow down. I got you, Pat. So next thing we're going to talk about is his little NBA comparison. So honestly, I feel like his NBA comparison is like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, he has a deep offensive bag right now, I wouldn't lie. But I feel like Patrick even has higher defensive potential than him because I feel like he attacks more. He has more hustle than Jaylen Brown. Not like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's cold. He's cold. Patrick Williams, if he turns out to be Jaylen Brown, I'd be extremely happy with this pick. But I feel like Patrick Williams brings more to the Bulls than any other prospect that we were looking at would bring. Now I could see us trading up for like a LaMelo just to get someone else that's like in a different tier, or a James Wiseman even for trading Wendell, because I'd be down for that. But if we're staying at 4, I thought Patrick Williams was the best pick for us. But yeah, that's a quick one today. That's gonna do it for my little spiel. So thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, peace out, y'all.